Alright, what is up, everybody? What is going on? Hello, hello. Welcome. How's everyone doing today? DSP here, live on the stream. Welcome to today's pre-stream. Welcome to my return back from a day off. You know, once a week I'm taking a day off now because I am doing longer gameplay streams and working longer on the days that I am working so that I can have this day off. So I'm back. I'm excited. I hope you're excited for today. Lots of hype around today, right? Today's a big game feeling because today is the premiere of a new game. It's a game we've been waiting for quite some time. In particular, a couple years back, my patrons, for a Patron's Choice playthrough, nominated and voted on games for me to play as a playthrough, and incidentally ended up being Persona 4 that won that poll. Now, at the time, I literally had no idea what Persona was. I knew it was an RPG, and that's about all I knew. And when I started playing the game, I found that it was really a unique combination of kind of like Japanese culture with almost like a teen drama storyline paired in with kind of turn-based traditional JRPG gameplay in an incredibly long and epic game that I really, really enjoy. And I, at that point, got my first exposure to the series, and really liked it. And then, of course, people have been hyping ever since. Oh, did you know Persona 5's coming out? Persona 5's in development. Persona 5, Persona 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line is that this game has been delayed a million times. And finally, after how many years? I mean, originally, didn't they say this game was coming out in 2014 or something like that? Finally, after many, many years of anticipation, Persona 5 has finally released here in the United States. And we're all very excited, right? We're all very excited to see how this game's going to turn out. Reviewers have basically praised the living hell out of the game, saying not only is it one of the best... Well, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I said it backwards. Not only is it the best Persona game in the entire series, but that it's one of the best JRPGs of all time. Now, that is high praise, especially with a lot of outlets giving the game a 9 or a 10 out of 10 rating. Now, you know me. I get excited, and, shout out to Marky117, who just did a 100-bit cheer. Actually, everyone, I'm gonna lay the ground rules for this playthrough in just a moment in regards to cheering and tipping and subbing, because we got some good, exciting news in regards to new pop-up messages that are personalized for Persona, but I also need to lay down the law to prevent spoilers and such, okay? Alright, so that being said, I'll talk about that in a moment, but let me finish what I was saying. You know me, when I hear all these reviews and I hear high praise or whatever, I mean, that's a positive because it means that hopefully everyone will get hype. We'll check out the game together. We'll have fun here and, see exactly what the game entails. But at the same time, you always have to take what these reviewers say with a grain of salt. I mean, how many reviewers absolutely kissed the butt of Horizon Zero Dawn? Some of them saying it was the best open world game ever and that all other open world games will take notice from this one and basically try to live up to this one. And I wasn't even really that impressed with that game. I thought that it was more of a hashing together of things other people had already done rather than an original entity. It really didn't feel original at all if you had played the games on which that game was kind of based as, from the source material. So, that being said, I kind of got to be skeptical with what reviewers have said. At the same time, everything that I think we've seen in regards to Persona 5 up to this point seems to be positive. Positive game improvements, making the game less of a grind, being more interesting, being more entertaining, right? And I think that's going to turn out really well, alright? So, today, 4 hours of Persona 5 here on my first stream. 2 hours of Persona 5 on a second stream. That's right, I'm doing a second stream of Persona 5 today at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. I'll be streaming this again tomorrow as well. So, there's going to be a ton of Persona 5 gameplay just in this first day, and I am going to be playing this all this week as well. Whether it remains the main highlight stream or if it ends up being kind of a more back burner thing later in the week will literally be up to you. we're going to see, do people keep showing up for the streams? Are people still, you know, playing? Or, excuse me. Are people still watching is what I meant to say. Are you coming out? Do you want to see me continue to do this as the highlight of the week? Or, let's say after maybe 2-3 days, people are like, well, it's great, but maybe we want to see you go back to Mass Effect for a while. I may switch it up and go back to Mass Effect Andromeda, okay? So we'll see. We'll play it by ear, and we'll see what everyone says here. Already I'm seeing some people being silly in the stream chat. Why doesn't Phil just completely turn off all pop-up messages for the Persona 5 playthrough to totally avoid any spoilers? Because then the stream won't be interactive. In which case, I'm going to be playing a 100-hour game in the month of April where I won't be getting tips or subs or cheers, which is not the point. The reason I've done it is to save the business so I can keep doing this as a job. And if I turn them off, guess what? People will stop doing that participation, and therefore I will go out of business. That's why I thought I kind of made this clear last month. I made the changes in order to be able to keep doing this as a job and save the business. Why people think I can just automatically go back to the way it was, I have no idea, because it's not going to happen. Well, there you go. Shout out to Miss Kelcher, who just resubscribed to the channel, and if you didn't see, there was one of the new animations. Okay, one of the new animations. That is the new animation for subbing here during the Persona 5 playthrough. It's pretty damned awesome, isn't it? I want to say special shout out to Dr. Zombius, who once again made custom animations for this playthrough. Okay, pretty awesome. And all three of the animations, alright, all three of the animations are all custom to this playthrough to Persona 5, which is really awesome. You're going to love these. That's what I mean. They're not going to be super intrusive or anything because they actually have to do with the game, which is pretty neat, okay? Now, I have to lay down the law, folks, because here's the deal with Persona 5, alright? You know, whenever I do narrative-based games, whenever I do narrative-based playthroughs, you have trolls. And they're going to be in here. They're probably going to be spamming with bits. They're going to be putting up stupid messages, spoiler messages. They do it all the time. You know, they do it on purpose to try to spoil for everyone. So the first thing I'm going to say is you got to take this with a grain of salt. I mean, we do have mod staff, but the mod staff aren't going to be here 24/7, and they're not going to be able to prevent everything. So you got to be careful during the course of this playthrough. Keep your eyes and ears peeled, and if you see something that looks like a spoiler, or if you're not playing the game yourself and you don't want to be spoiled at all, you might want to stay away from stream chat. I'm just saying, there's not much we can do about it, okay? Shout out to Captain DCW, who just did a 65-bit cheer. You may be noticing that the cheers aren't showing up on the screen. I'm going to explain this in just a moment. I'm trying to get around to it here, but but things keep popping up. So, in order to avoid spoilers during the Persona 5 playthrough, here's the deal, folks. Here's how it's going to happen. I will still be accepting tips and cheers, and subs. Any subscription, any new subscription or resubscription during the playthrough, you will see the on-screen pop-up, as you've already seen. Miss Kelcher resubscribed, and we had this really cool on-screen pop-up, alright? However, if you want your message to appear on screen, you need to do either a $5 tip or a 500-bit cheer. Now, I didn't want to do this, but I know exactly what would happen if I didn't. You would get people coming in here with dollars. You know, oh, I have $1. I know, I'll completely ruin the game for everyone. And they'll freaking post up spoilers, and that's what I want to try to avoid, alright? So at least by putting some kind of a threshold here, it's not to say that it's going to 100% stop everyone from abuse. It's not. There's still going to be people who are going to be, you know, abusing stuff. No doubt there will be people who are going to try to spoil anyway. And again, that's why we have to be careful here. We have to take the game with a grain of salt. We have to, whenever you see a spoiler, try to kind of write it off your mind. There's nothing you can do about it, alright? But at least by putting a $5 threshold on the messages appearing on screen, we could try to prevent message spam. We could try to prevent spoiler spam. We could try to prevent everything. Okay? So, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. You know, I may adjust this daily. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to have your message appear on screen, it's either got to be a 500-bit cheer or a $5 tip. That way it will prevent it. Now, here's the thing, though, folks. I will still be giving thank you shout-outs for all of the cheers and the tips and everything that I receive. In fact, it looks like Dippo Magoo also resubscribed, and I apologize to Dippo Magoo because apparently he resubscribed the same time as Kelcher did, so I didn't see the pop-up message. But yeah, that's the good thing, is that I'm using this thing called Muxy. It's a plugin for the browser during my streams, and what it does is it makes a running tally of all of the cheers, all of the tips, all of everything during my streams. So even if your message doesn't appear on screen, I'm still going to give you a thank you shout out. What I'll do is periodically, I'll check the queue to see, you know, who's been tipping or whatever, and I will give you a shout out during the course of the gameplay. In addition, I'll be keeping my eye on stream chat. You know, like I said, these playthroughs are going to be interactive, so I'll be talking with people and chatting it up and reading your reactions and stuff during the gameplay. Okay, so I will be still kind of paying attention, even if I miss one, I'll still get it later on. Okay, and I will still be paying attention to the stream chat during the course of the game. So there you have it. The only difference here is that your message basically won't appear on screen, no matter what size of contribution, because sadly, as we've seen, especially during like the Zelda playthrough that I did all through March, there were a lot of people who were just doing troll messages and stuff, and we got to really try to avoid that this month with the playthrough. Okay. All right. All right. So that's it. That's the deal for the playthrough. We're going to be starting momentarily here with the Persona 5 playthrough. I'm excited. I mean, let's face it. I'm playing the game for 6 hours today. More than likely, I probably won't even get through the introduction. You guys know how long these games are and how drawn out they are and how elaborate the stories are. So I almost guarantee you that even by the end of today's second gameplay session, we probably still won't be into the meat of the main game. Okay. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll play it by ear. I want to say thank you to everyone who, during this past month, has been open to the changes that I've made to my live streams, who have been kind of understanding, those who've been here cheering and subbing and tipping me. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, I've really enjoyed it. I know if you haven't seen, I've been really excited to jump into this new methodology of streaming and gaming, and people have been saying I've been sounding a lot more positive and excited. So I am. I mean, I cannot wait, you know, for today. This is a lot of fun to be able to jump into a new game like this that we've been waiting for years, and to share it with you live here on stream, okay? If you're watching this on demand on YouTube, no worries, you know, I am going to be keeping up with the videos and everything. They will be uploaded to YouTube, you know, as quickly as possible, but I just want to warn everyone, this is going to be one of the longer playthroughs. All reports are that the game takes about 100 hours to beat, and that's if you don't do all the side content. So this could be a pretty lengthy one. That's going to take a long time. I am going to be balancing Persona 5 with other things this month, including Mass Effect Andromeda. You know, later this month, we've got stuff like Yooka-Laylee and the Guardians of the Galaxy game and Outlast 2. So if this isn't your particular cup of tea, there will be other stuff to balance it with, okay? All right. So let's see. Let's see, folks. Well, I'm trying to think what I want to talk about before we get started here, because I haven't been around for a couple days. I wasn't able to stream on Sunday because of internet issues. Those internet issues appear to be cleared up at this point. All right. So that's good. I'm hoping we won't have any internet fluctuations or issues during the stream. I mean, knock on wood. It seemed to work after the tech guy came out on Sunday, and I haven't had any problems so far. Okay. So there you have that. But yeah, you know, I haven't streamed for a couple days, so there's a few things I want to cover for you. Alright, so number one, real quick about Patreon. March Patreon is obviously over, because it's now April. It's April 4th today, by the way, folks. I forgot to say today's date. I want to say thanks to everyone who did pledge to my March Patreon. Alright, I do appreciate that. We did have a large amount of people whose pledges were declined. Okay, and I just want to throw that out there. If you did pledge to my March Patreon, and you haven't really been paying attention, you might want to check your patreon.com inbox, because there were a large group of people whose pledges were declined, and a bunch did update their info, so I want to say thank you to those who did, and they'll still be getting their perks, but there is still a decent group of people who were declined, so please give it a look. Later this week, I will be messaging everyone on patreon.com requesting info to get you your perks for the month, alright? Now, in regards to, looks like my stream just crashed. The stream just crashed on my laptop completely. Well, I think it's my laptop. I don't know. Yeah, it was my laptop. Okay. It wasn't the stream itself. It was my laptop being stupid. In regards to events coming up for Patreon, okay? First of all, this month there will be a new episode of Ask the King, and that's going to be near the end of this month. So those who pledged to my Patreon in the past couple of months, if you're owed a question to be answered on Ask the King, that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, okay? There is a Worst Games Ever Marathon that patrons are voting on right now, and I'm actually going to close off the polling for that probably at the end of this week, and then I'll solidify a date for that event. I'm actually thinking, folks, that what I will probably do is set it for maybe early May, this Worst Games Ever Marathon, or maybe it'll be late April. I have to decide really what I want to do, but, yeah, the game nominations are pretty bad games. Games such as, Ride to Hell Retribution, Revolution 60, Bad Rats, Mind Jack, and there's one more that is not coming to mind right now. Pretty bad games that a lot of people are like, oh my god, I can't believe these made it to the polling. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting marathon when it finally happens. Alright? So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'll have more info on that shortly. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I guess some people were questioning, gee, what happened with the Patreon? Did you hit the goal or whatever? We did hit the goal for March. Okay? But as I predicted, a lot of people lowered their pledges, withdrew their pledges, because they were like, Phil's doing good. You know, his streams in March did great, and he's making a lot of money on Twitch now, and therefore he doesn't need the Patreon support anymore. And that's kind of the exact polar opposite of the situation. In order to keep this afloat, I need to keep everything at kind of the same levels they've been. I can't have a decline in any one of my income sources. So please, if you're watching today's stream, you're enjoying it, and, you know, you're like, man, I really like to see Phil do this long term and keep doing this. Patreon's a great way to contribute, alright? But there you go, there's the update on that. My Teespring store is back, ladies and gentlemen. For those who were wondering, my Teespring store was gone for almost a week. The reason being that it was gone, okay, was because there were some technical issues that were screwing everything up. Oh, shout out to Killsjoys, who just did a $5 tip. He says, who will you try to date in Persona 5 Waifu Simulator Edition? I don't know, because I haven't played the game yet. I actually don't know any of the characters in the game, so I can't answer that question yet. I'm playing it completely cold, folks. Completely 100% cold. So as I play, maybe I'll give you a better answer on who I like better as a character or whatever. But I have not been able to, you know, I haven't looked into the game yet, so no, I haven't spoiled myself or anything, okay? Alright, so, did you guys just see that new pop-up message on the screen there? What did you think? Pretty cool, right? So yeah, there's another animation. That's the new tip animation. And again, if you tip $5 or more during the course of any of the Persona 5 playthrough, you're going to see that pop-up appear on screen. Okay? And again, I apologize that I had to up the limits. Obviously, I didn't want to have to up it to $5, but sadly, you know what's going to happen if I don't do that. You're going to have people coming in, spamming stupid shit, and spoiling the game and doing all kinds of dumb stuff. So, apologies there, but I think it's necessary in order to keep the integrity of the playthrough. Okay? Alright, so, Teespring. My Teespring has returned, ladies and gentlemen. If you weren't aware, there were some technical issues. They'd screwed stuff up with the profit margins, and a lot of the products and stuff were messed up. It's all fixed now. It's all fixed. Okay? Keycon says I should turn off can't record notifications. I don't even know how to do that. What the hell? What is a can't record notification? I know what you mean. I've seen them pop up, but I have no idea where to find that in the menus to say to turn those off or whatever. I know the game doesn't... This game, if you're recording this on PS4, it doesn't allow you to, like, record or broadcast any of the cutscenes at all, apparently. So, yeah. basically being really stingy with the cutscenes or whatever. I guess Atlas is being silly. I'm going to say it again. I'm not turning off notifications as a whole, and anyone who's saying that is basically spamming the stream chat and wasting their time. I've already explained, this is the new way that I'm doing gameplay. I have to do it to keep the business afloat. If you don't understand that, I don't know what else I could tell you. Like, you have to be mature here and kind of think about it. Either you could put up with the messages, or I'm gone for good. So which would you prefer? Playthroughs that have occasional messages every once in a while on screen that are themed to the games? Or would you like me to never do gameplay again and go away forever? I think you know what the better of two evils is here. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, you gotta be mature about it. I know there's some people, you're so resistant to change, right? Oh my God, it's changed, it changed. Yeah, it changed. But that's life. You gotta adapt to survive, or you become obsolete. And right now, YouTube ad revenue is so bad, it's not enough to support a business. Unless you're getting millions of views, because YouTube fucked up. And all of the fucking idiots who, you know, work for fucking Google, sorry to say it, you're idiots because you fucked up your business by putting advertisements on videos without screening the videos. You have a business set up where people upload literally like 400 hours of footage per minute with no screening process, and you wonder why advertisers don't want to put ads on your website. I mean, you have to be an idiot to not realize this was going to happen. I've been talking about this for 3 years, that a business model like this cannot exist in the long term, because advertisers are not going to keep throwing money when their ads are just going on any old video that either no one's watching or someone who's not even in their customer base is watching, so they don't get anything out of it, and especially offensive videos. This was bound to happen. This was seriously bound to happen, but you know, I guess Google and YouTube employees aren't that smart. Like I've said for years, which people kind of ignored or said, oh, I'm just being salty or whatever. Google employees are book smart. They're not street smart. So they wrote all these fancy fucking algorithms. Oh, we're so smart. We're Ivy League educated. We got algorithms to assign ads to our videos. And then all the ads went to stupid videos like terrorism and fucking racism. And the advertisers saw this and said, well, fuck you. We're pulling our ads then because your website sucks. Your business model sucks. And that's what happened. So all these advertisers pulled their ads. And it's not surprising. It was like bound to happen. It was an inevitability. Okay? Oh, thank you to DSP Fan Dude, who just did a $5 tip. And he says, I hope you like jazz, Phil, and also play on normal or riot. I do like jazz to some extent. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how this goes. Alright, so anyway, I'm trying to get back on topic because I get distracted a million times here. My Teespring store has returned. And everything is set up fine, perfect, it works again. Please check it out. I'm actually going to post a link into the stream chat. I want to say thanks because I already got, since the store returned, I got 3 orders already, which is awesome. Anything you buy, oh my god, anything you buy from the Teespring store directly funds my efforts to keep doing this as a business. In particular, this month, if you order from the Teespring store, it helps me a lot because right now, this month is going to be incredibly financially tight for me because of the fact that February was the month when YouTube ad revenue absolutely plummeted, okay? And this month, I'm getting basically paid for February. So, given it a couple weeks here, I'm really nervous because usually I get my main amount of money for the month around the middle of the month, and this month I'm getting next to nothing. And I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. I'm hoping that I make it, that I squeak by here, but there's no guarantee, okay? So, if you would like to help me out, number one, Teespring is a great way to do that, people. If anyone who purchases anything from Teespring this month, you know, first of all, you're going to get a high quality product. You can see me wear the t-shirts and show off the mug and everything on streams. Great quality stuff. But that actually helps me right away. I actually get those funds relatively quickly, all right? And then the other thing is if you tip me here on the streams, if you're watching this Persona 5 playthrough, you're like, man, this is a good playthrough. Phil's doing a good job, and I want to see Phil be able to keep doing this. Consider sending me a tip. How do you do that? Well, what you do is you look below the stream here on my I almost said YouTube, on my Twitch page, and there's a big grid of information. You know, you got the stream rules amongst a bunch of other stuff. There's a section there that says tips. If you click on that, it'll take you to my tips page, and you can send me a tip either anonymously, or you can leave your name in a message, okay? And as I've said, I will be giving thank you shout-outs for all the tips and cheers and subs that I get during the course of this playthrough. However, if you want your message to show up on screen, you have to tip me $5 or more, okay? And again, the only reason I'm doing that is to avoid spoilers. If this were not a narrative-based game, I would go back to the old way where it was only like 100 bits and then you're, or a dollar tip, and then it, you know, it shows your message. But I have to do this to avoid having people come in here with $1 and trying to be dicks to everyone on the stream, okay? All right, fair enough, everybody. All right, we're going to get started momentarily here. You know, the final plug I'll say here is obviously for my girlfriend Leanna, who has her own business, The Black Current. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. She's been in operation for over 2 years. She's shipped to tons of countries, hundreds of orders. Check it out. You see the plug here on your screen. Etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. It's great quality stuff. I only use that stuff to wash. And hopefully, just hopefully, if you give it a chance, you'll like it too. If you don't believe me, you don't take my word for it, check out the website yourself and you will see tons of positive customer feedback that she's received over the years, okay? Alright, and one final thank you. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. As you can see, the fan art running here, this will be fan art we'll be using for the entirety of the Persona 5 playthrough, and I hope that you enjoy it, okay? And also, in regards to the pop-up messages that you'll see during the course of this playthrough, thanks again to Dr. Zombius, who put all those together. All Persona 5 related pop-up messages. And they're all Persona 5, by the way. So, subs, cheers, and tips, you'll all see these new pop-up messages. We haven't actually seen the cheers one yet, because no one's cheered 500 bits yet, but you'll see it during the course of the playthrough. Okay? Alright. Fair enough, folks. Let's get started with the premiere Persona 5. I'm excited to see how this starts, and we'll go from there, alright? Alright? Let us go, and let's begin.